Hey everyone, Shabby here, and welcome back to our next episode of SWE Mayhem. It's a big one tonight. We're only 2 weeks away from our next pay-per-view as well. That shocked me a little bit. So we're gonna have to start thinking about doing some number one contendership matches. That's what I'm trying to spit out. And here is our first match of the evening. It is going to be CM Punk taking on his longtime friend Colt Cabana. And here we go. Looking forward to this one. I didn't realise until Patrick Jackson mentioned it to me a few days ago. I didn't realise we hadn't even debuted Colt Cabana yet. Of course, we brought him in as part of the Shabby Shake-Up, but he's yet to actually have a match. And what better match could he have than facing off against a man who he's worked up and down the country with, and of course one of his best friends in CM Punk. And this is going to be an interesting one. I suppose on paper, you'd have to say that CM Punk would probably be the favourite. Well, I wouldn't even say you'd have to think that, but he definitely is. He's the Mayhem champion. He's the established star. He's 90 plus rated. And Colt Cabana, I'm not saying that he's not a good wrestler, but I don't quite think he's up to the ability of CM Punk. But then again, I might be being quite harsh here. I'm not quite sure what we'll do with Cabana going forward, but I like the idea of him being in this position, but I don't think... I think he's going to be more of an opener for us, more of a mid-carder. I don't know if he's got the ability to really go for one of them championships. Definitely not the main event championship, but upper mid-card championship possibility. Of course, we could always reform the Second City Saints and have CM Punk alongside Colt Cabana, but I wouldn't want CM Punk to be, I wouldn't say stuck in, but sort of involved in the Cruiserweight division. I'd want to see CM Punk more involved in the main event picture. And here comes Colt Cabana. It's a pretty good core, actually. I'm quite happy with it. I'm quite happy with that core. There are a lot worse cores on this game, but this one's pretty good. I didn't realise, I know I just mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, we did the entrance, but we're literally only 2 weeks away from the next pay-per-view. And I've still got quite a lot of work to do. So we are going to have a tag team #1 contendership match here this evening. And we'll probably have a Mayhem Women's Championship #1 contendership match over on Showdown in a couple of days' time as well. It's getting closer and closer our next pay-per-view. I've still got no idea what it's going to be called, so I'm going to have to try and make something up on the fly. I would ask you guys for suggestions, but to be honest with you, I'm currently quite way ahead on my videos because I'm going away for another... Well, I say I'm going away for another couple of weeks. I'm working away for another couple of weeks, so I'm not going to have a chance to record or edit anything. So, yeah, I'm sort of trying to get everything sort of done now. So I'm a little bit ahead of myself. I'm about a week ahead of myself at this point in time. So hopefully by when this video is uploaded, the pay-per-view should be ready to go, hopefully, anyway. So Punk now locking in the headlock there on Colt Cabana, who's wearing these polka dot attire. Maybe we could have Colt Cabana team up with Dusty Rhodes as the Polka Dot Boys. The Polka Dot Boys. So yeah, like I said, CM Punk will probably be the favourite for this one, but then again, if you want to wrestle CM Punk, the best way to do it is to know that man inside out, and surely Colt Cabana does. Colt Cabana must know this guy's moveset, know his in-ring mentality, knows what his weaknesses are, knows what his strengths are, and that is hopefully going to be Colt's strength in this match. I don't want to see a one-sided match. I don't want to see a one-sided match. Other matches we've got for you this evening. What have we got for you this evening? I believe we have Shawn Michaels in the main event, but I can't remember who he's against. Oh, Shawn Michaels versus the Macho Man Randy Savage this evening in the main event. Of course it is. We are going to see two rematches from last week as well. We're going to see Booker T taking on Triple H once again, and we are also going to see Kota Ibushi taking on Bryan once again, because that was such a good match last week that I really want to see it again. And we also got another match this evening that I can't remember. That is the other match got to be. I've forgotten now. Oh, that's it, isn't it? No, it's not. Yeah. Yes, it is, yeah. Those 3 matches. We got the tag team #1 contendership match, and then we got this match. 5 matches. Yeah, I thought it was right. I'm going crazy. Colt Cabana drop kick there to CM Punk. Now a boot to the back as well. Colt again just stamping on the back of CM Punk and really taking it to that back. Of course, we know that CM Punk left WWE due to well, a lot of reasons, but when he did leave WWE, he had some back issues. So maybe Colt knows a weakness that we don't know about still. Oh, CM Punk pile driver on Colt Cabana. Interesting move there. Pile driver's it's sort of an unspoken rule between wrestlers that the pile driver is not utilized very often because of the danger involved. It's not just a wrestling maneuver, it's one that can seriously cause damage, as CM Punk now taking Colt Cabana up into a butterfly backbreaker. And Punk is really taking control of this match now. Of course, our Mayhem champion CM Punk will be defending the belt in a couple of weeks' time against Brock Lesnar at that big pay-per-view, which is still yet unnamed. And then after that pay-per-view, I've been teasing it for a while now, but after that pay-per-view, something interesting is going to happen. Something big is going to happen. Something that's going to shake SWE to its very core. But we will have to wait and find out. That'll be beginning of June, that'll be. So only a couple of weeks away. Don't have to wait too long. CM Punk now locking in the Anaconda Vice on Colt Cabana. Is it going to be enough to make Colt Cabana tap out here? Referee is nowhere near where he should be, in all fairness, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think I've mentioned it or not, but I mentioned it on Octane a couple of days ago. I have switched off rope breaks as a test to see if it makes it a bit easier for us, because we do have certain issues. After Throwdown last week, when Undertaker was using his tombstone and the referee would knock him into the ropes to get the rope break, it frustrated me, so I switched the rope breaks off just to see if it makes the matches a bit smoother. Punk there with the GTS, and surely that's going to be enough to render Colt Cabana's debut a loss, unfortunately for him. But CM Punk continues to build momentum moving forward towards that big pay-per-view. It's going to be a big one, this one, isn't it? It is going to be a massive pay-per-view. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. Also, we've got Kazuchika Okada taking on Zack Sabre Jr. for the Throwdown Championship. Austin Aries versus Cody Rhodes. Finn Balor versus Chris Jericho. We've got some amazing matches for that on this next pay-per-view. And here's our second match of the evening. It is going to be a Tag Team Championship #1 contendership match. One of these two teams will go on to our next pay-per-view to face off against the Broken Hardys for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. But who will it be? DIY or American Alpha? And here this game is trolling the hell out of me today, it really is. Well, it's not this... It's a combination of technologies trolling me today, I'll tell you. So far, this is my 4th attempt at recording now, because for some reason my game recorder keeps cutting out my mic, so I'm not getting any audio. Then the game bugs and I end up having to re-record the match. It's not going bloody well. Right, we're fine though. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, a team that's not had the best of times so far in this universe mode. Of course, they had a chance to become the first Mayhem Tag Team Champions. However, they ended up losing that match to the Briscoe Brothers on night #1 of Mayhem. And from there on, they've had a few little bits and bobs over on Octane. Of course, Tommaso Ciampa had that mini feud against Trevor Lee, which ended up in Tommaso Ciampa picking up quite a few losses, actually. I was a bit surprised by that. But not only that, we saw Dynasty actually get a victory over DIY as well. So they've not really had the best of times. American Alpha, apart from being aligned with Angle, we've not really seen much of them at all, and that's a bit of a shame. It really is. And like I said, I've got some plans for what's going to be coming into place after the next pay-per-view, and it's probably the biggest changes we've made so far. I know we've done stuff like the Shabby Shake-Up and stealing draft picks and this, that and the other, but those are all quite mediocre compared to what is going to happen after the next pay-per-view. And hopefully after the next pay-per-view, guys like these four in the ring now are going to fall on their feet, because I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity in the universe mode. And I'm not going to get too much into it here today, but there's going to be a lot more opportunities, and both these teams hopefully will have a much better place on the roster. The bell goes and we are underway. Chad Gable and Johnny Gargano start things off, and hopefully I can get through this match with both the game and my recorder in one piece. And I say that because if one of them bugs again, I'm probably going to throw it out the door and let it get run over by a car or something. I don't know, but... Oh, these people. These people? Well, Ukes in general. So... Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one as well, because I'd like to see... Like, you look at both of Gargano and Ciampa and you think to yourself, there's more these guys could do. There really is. And you think to yourself, I could possibly push them higher up the card as well, but at the same time... It's so difficult because of how strong the rosters are. That's the problem. Like, I think PJ Toby's got about 14 or 15 tag teams on this roster at the moment. And then he's got over 100 singles wrestlers as well. So you look at it and you think to yourself, wow, there's just so many people and they're all so strong that it's so difficult to give everyone the time they deserve on TV. Which is why it's taken us 3 weeks to get Colt Cabana's debut in. So yeah, we are going to have to change things up a little bit. But like I said, that will come after the next pay-per-view, which is only a couple of weeks away. This should be uploaded on the 15th. This should be uploaded. So I believe the pay-per-view is going to start night 1 on the 31st, if my schedule is correct. Good tag team maneuver there by American Alpha. The atomic drop into the big boot. There's the pin by Jordan. Gable's did a good job here of actually blocking off Tommaso Ciampa. And I think these two guys, I don't know if it's something to do maybe with your tag team statistics. Like if you've got a high level tag team stat, whether you're better at just doing some of the things like blocking off the opponents and things like that and coming in and breaking up pins. Maybe that is a thing. I don't honestly know, to be honest with you. Gargano now, there is the Hurricanrana taking Jason Jordan down. Gargano now tagging in Tommaso Ciampa, fresh legs in the ring. Ciampa sending Jason Jordan off this rope, and a knee strike to the gut as well. Ciampa now just wrenching back at the arm of Jason Jordan. Jordan slowly back up to his feet, and a big right hand to the gut of Tommaso Ciampa into the front chanter. He gets on the back, belly to back suplex. We might go for a German there, but changed his movement there at the last moment. Jordan dropping an elbow into the back of Tommaso Ciampa. Brings the big man back up to his feet. Ciampa catched him, taking him down. Now slamming the arm into the mat. Of course, Gargano uses the Gargano escape as a finisher maneuver. But, of course, Tommaso Ciampa also has that armbar submission as well. So, that's one he might be setting up for with that arm breaker. As Jason Jordan now going for the leg and the knee of Tommaso Ciampa. Wise move, because he knows Tommaso Ciampa likes to hit a lot of strikes, including the knee. So maybe nullifying that damage and that danger could be a wise thing for Jason Jordan, who managed to slide away from the Irish Rip, catching Tommaso Ciampa, now sends him into the ropes. So we are going for a normal tag team match, something that it's been a bit back and forth really with our luck of how well these have worked, but the tornado ones are dodgy as well, so it's just be a case of trying to balance it out and hopefully getting some good finishes from the matches. As Jordan now comes along to Chad Gable, we're going to see the finisher. I think we are. And we're actually going to see it the right way around as well. There it is. The backdrop into the pin. Jason Jordan taking out Gargano. And there we go. We've got new #1 contenders. It's going to be American Alpha to take on the Broken Hardys. What a great win that was. And a decent tag team match. Once again, 2 in a row. Oh my God. 2 decent tag team matches in a row. 1 on Throwdown. 1 here this evening. And my word, this is going better than I assumed. Better than I assumed. Wow. So, American Alpha book their place in the pay-per-view with a Mayhem Tag Team Championship match against the Broken Hardys. And next up is going to be a rematch from last week as Booker T takes on Triple H. That was a quick loading screen. There we go. The game's lovely when there's no calls involved and no created championships. The game's lovely and quick, I tell you. I can't believe that I forgot to do the bar around the top of the arena, because it looks so much better now with that bar done. 5 down, 5 down, 5 down, 5 down, 5 down. Can you dig it, sucker? And Booker T's another one who we've not really seen a lot of, and that's why we're giving him this little tiny run here against Triple H. And Triple H against him we've not really seen much of as well, so it's Yeah, it's tricky at the moment, isn't it? PJ Tovey did give me a list. What PJ Tovey... It was a really clever idea what PJ Tovey did, actually. He noted down every single person on the roster and gave them all a match. And then I'm trying to work all these matches in before the pay-per-view. And some of them might even end up at the pay-per-view. But it's pretty good. I like it. Booker T. Looking for some retribution. I think he lost it. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I've recorded that much wrestling content that I can't honestly remember if Booker T won last week or if he lost. I'm pretty sure Booker T lost. And I am just looking now. So apologizations if you hear me talking in the background. Because it will be me on them. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it was a Triple H victory. I was when the Triple H won, and then he turned around and assaulted Booker T. That was it, I remember now. It's a Triple H won the match, and then he attacked Booker T after he had won the match. Which is obviously one of the reasons why we led to this rematch here. It's all about the game and how you play it. I shouldn't sing along. I keep getting copyright claims against my videos now because I'm not talking enough over the music. So I keep getting. It's not that it matters because like I say, it's not a copyright claim. It's not a copyright strike or anything like that. All it does is it means the person who owns the song is monetizing the video, and I'm not allowed to monetize the video anyway because 2K did not allow you to. It's so frustrating. 2K, one of the only gaming companies that do not allow you to monetize videos, but I can't monetize them anyway, so it makes a difference to me. But I still prefer not having those little copyright C's next to my videos. But there you go. Like I say, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. I'm just checking now, just in case they have changed their policy, which I'm pretty sure they haven't because it's been rigid. It's annoying because, yeah, they've not changed their policy since September last year. It's annoying, yeah, because because THQ never had that, and it's annoying as well because, like I said, 2K don't even make the game or anything like that, but their YouTube policy is that you're not allowed to use their gameplay footage in any. There you go. You can use it for non-commercial means that don't sell site membership or use materials to promote products, or use any advertising-driven monetization, which essentially is YouTube, basically. It's a bit of a shame, but so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to me at all. I'm making £1 a month on YouTube. I shouldn't tell you that. I'm not allowed to tell you that, but I'm making £1 a month. The dizzying heights. In about 20 or 30 years, I might have made back enough money to pay off what I've spent on this YouTube channel. I don't know. No, I probably won't. It's probably going to take me longer than 20 or 30 years to pay back what I've spent on this channel. Oh my god, that's crazy, isn't it? I'm going to stop thinking about that now because that's going to depress me how much I spent. But yeah, Triple H is in the ring now. I'm sure Booker T is outside itching to get his hands on the man who assaulted him last week after the match. It's going to be an interesting one, this. Can Booker T get his own back, or will we see a rerun, essentially, of last week? When I believe Triple H won via... I think I've closed the page now. I think he won by submission, to be honest with you. No, he won by pinfall. Interesting. What move did he use to get the pinfall, then? Was it... I'm looking now. Like, I know we've obviously given him submission finishers, haven't we? That's his new thing now. He's got submission finishers. I don't know. I want your guys' opinion on this, right? Because I sort of backed myself into a brick wall here, right? I said at our very first Universe mode, we got to WrestleMania, and the stipulation was Triple H versus Seth Rollins. The loser can no longer use the pedigree. And I've stuck to that so far. Triple H has not used the pedigree since. But I've regretted that match ever since I did it. What do you guys think? Do you guys want me to continue on the way it is and not allow Triple H to use the pedigree? Keep him using the crossface or those sort of maneuvers, or shall we just forget that ever happened and put the pedigree back? It's up to you, depending what you guys want to see. It's just really weird seeing Triple H hitting these really random finishing maneuvers. But like I said, we'll play it exactly how you guys want to play it. If you want to see him continue on the way he is, and that's great. If you guys want him to have the pedigree back, that's great. It's not bothering me as such. It's just a case of it's what you guys want to see. If you think seeing Triple H without a pedigree is a bit weird, and you'd rather see him with a pedigree, then I'm happy to put it back. I've got no issues with that. But let me know in the comment section below what you think. Shall we stick to the stipulation that was made about 6 months ago, or shall we allow Triple H to earn his pedigree back? He's suffered enough now, surely. Give Triple H the pedigree again. Hashtag. Go on, I will one. I'm sure you'll do one. Booker T now bringing Triple H back up to his... Ah, Triple H. Oh, interesting. Triple H leaving the ring. Triple H is out of here. Booker T's not happy with... Oh. Why can't... That was the most pointless cutscene ever. I know... Oh, game, what is wrong with you? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, we're gonna get the ending, I suppose, but it's done it the wrong way around. The game's done it the wrong way around. It was supposed to be Triple H supposed to continue walking up, but instead they switched positions. But there you go, Booker T unhappy with what has been happening here, unhappy with the mind games being played by Triple H, and it looks like he is going to get himself purposely counted out. Or is he? He's still got time to get back down. Referee's up to a 7 count now. Referee are not allowing Triple H out the ring. Triple H stayed in there. He's going to get an easy count-out victory here if he stays in the ring anyway. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a win here for Triple H, because no way Booker T is going to get back down here. There's the 9 count. And Triple H is going to get this one. And he does. So Triple H's mind games seem to have worked there, frustrating Booker T to a point where Booker T decided he'd rather leave the match. A cheap victory there for Triple H, I suppose, if you look at it that way, but I don't know. I just assume that Booker T is going to be so frustrated with himself, and I think he's going to want another shot at Triple H. I'm sure he will do. But we'll have to wait and see what happens and how this pans on, because this was a very strange way to end the match, especially since it was... I wish them cutscenes had worked. I wish they'd worked the right way around. That would have been great. But there we go, Triple H picks up the second victory in 2 weeks against Booker T. That's definitely going to help him in the championship rankings here, isn't it? I'm sure either CM Punk or Brock Lesnar would love to face off against Triple H. And here we are with our second rematch of the week. Another massive match that was there from last week. Kota Ibushi versus Daniel Bryan. It was a cracking match last week, wasn't it? In which I believe Kota Ibushi picked up the victory. Let me double check. No, Daniel Bryan picked up the victory. Sorry, Daniel Bryan. And we have got a rematch here this evening. PJ Toby liked the match so much, he wants to see it again. Let's see if Kota Ibushi can do a bit better this time. And here we go then. We've got Kota Ibushi versus Daniel Bryan. Wow, he's a scary looking fellow, isn't he? So I've just seen a thing pop up on my Twitter that I've got on my other computer while I'm recording. And it is it's a tag team match for Combat Zone Wrestling, but like one of the guys has got tattoos all over his face and everything. It looks terrifying, to be honest with you. Oh, that looks quite good actually. For the first time ever, I've actually seen my end card with the videos in. That was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's really weird. Just how not that weird, obviously. I've got loads of tattoos myself, but it's really weird seeing how tattooed this guy is. That's just why for him he's a wrestler, because I can't imagine he's going to get any other jobs with tattoos on his face like that, to be honest with you. Who knows? So yes, Kota Ibushi lost the match last week. It was a very back and forth match. It really could have gone either way, to be completely honest with you. But Kota Ibushi did lose it in the end. And I'm pretty sure he'll want to get a little bit of retribution here. However, Daniel Bryan, of course, the former television champion, he knows how valuable championship matches are in this universe mode. Former TV champion himself, like I just said. So he knows that winning matches like this is the key to getting yourself into these championship matches. Yep, that's exactly what I said. So Daniel Bryan, like I said, he's going to want to try and get himself another match. Potentially the United States, the television championship, should we say? The United States championship is a completely different brand, but the television championship, of course, currently being held by Finn Balor, who will be defending that belt, as we know already, against Chris Jericho at our next pay-per-view. But wins against big names like this is the only way you're going to get there. It's a shame Daniel Bryan had to retire. It's annoying Daniel Bryan retired because he retired when, well, we saw him face off against the guys from the Shield. And I don't know if anyone else remembers that episode of Raw where Daniel Bryan faced all 3 members of the Shield in like a gauntlet match. And it lasted about an hour long. It was incredible. And it just sort of annoys you now because you look at the people that have come onto the main roster since then. You look like AJ Styles. Can you imagine what AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan would have been like? And who else has come onto the main roster now? Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. All these potentially fantastic matches that Daniel Bryan could have had. But because of his injury, forced him to retire early. We're not going to get a chance to see those. It's such a shame, really. It's the same with CM Punk as well. CM Punk left WWE, and not long after, we started seeing this influx of great indie names coming in. You think to yourself, how great would it have been to see CM Punk against these names? And for me, it's just such a shame. I don't know why WWE don't do this, right? New Japan, when it comes around to Wrestle Kingdom, they'll put 2 of their best wrestlers in the main event and try and put on the best possible match. WWE do not seem to do that. I can't understand why we never had CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan in the main event of WrestleMania for the championship. That would have stolen not just the show, but that would have stolen the decade. It would have been an incredible match. But they don't seem to want to ever do that. And it's the same now. Like, I want to see the likes of AJ Styles main event WrestleMania next year against, I don't know, who would be at the quality? Who would be at the quality? I tell you what, AJ Styles versus John Cena has been an incredible match the times that's been on. Maybe AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens would be a fantastic match, or AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. 2 guys that you know are going to put on a fantastic match. I think at the moment WWE are really struggling with, especially with having 2 champions that have barely been on bloody TV. That's very frustrating, that is. But I'm pretty sure there's a Shabby talk up on that at some point. Boot to the face there by Kota Ibushi. Now bringing Daniel Bryan back up to his feet, but Bryan forces his way back in. There's a shoulder block. Stamping on the arm of Kota Ibushi as well. Daniel Bryan hopping over the top rope. What's he got planned here? Quesadora. Keeping Kota Ibushi grounded as much as he possibly can. Daniel Bryan now clubbing blow to the back of Kota Ibushi. Kota with the snapmare. Now the drop kick to the back of the head of Daniel Bryan as well. And stamping on the back. Kota Ibushi really taking advantage of his striking ability. Kota now up on the top rope. He likes to use a Phoenix Splash, and there it is, beautifully hit. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only enough for a 2 count. Not quite enough to keep Daniel Bryan down. The Goat Man and Ibushi maybe lining up Bryan here, potentially for an Ibushi bomb. Yes, he's got it locked in. Takes Daniel Bryan up into the last ride position. Sit out last ride. The Ibushi bomb. There's the pin. 1, 2, and no, Daniel Bryan kicked out. Wow. How on earth has Daniel Bryan kicked out of that anyway? That is incredible. I cannot believe Daniel Bryan's done that. I can't believe you've done that. That's crazy. Daniel Bryan now joining Kota Ibushi on the outside of the ring. Ibushi fighting Daniel Bryan away. What has Ibushi got to do to keep Daniel Bryan down here? That's the question he'll be asking as he goes. Wow. Ibushi, big. Is that knees or fist? I don't know what he dropped there on Daniel Bryan, but either way it hit effectively. Bryan with a jawbreaker. Now sending Ibushi into the barricade. And a running. Was that his finisher maneuver? That running knee strike on the outside? I didn't quite see it very well, but it looked like he may have just hit that running knee strike, or as was it I Will one? Oh, I've forgotten who it was now. I think it was I Will one. Where are you? I think it was. I'm checking now. I know somebody mentioned it. Yeah, it was I Will one. Suggested that should be called GOAT. It was never officially given a move name, which is good for me because I didn't realise. I was struggling to think what the name was. Referee here, quite high up in the counts, up to a 7 count. The Daniel Bryan back in the ring. Yeah, I don't know why it was never given a move. It was just always just called a running knee strike, I suppose. But there you go. It was a move that he only started using quite late on in his career, wasn't it? In his last sort of 6 months to a year. There's the diving headbutt, the diving goat butt. But Ibushi straight back up. I hate the way in this game they no-sell signatures of finishers so much. I've said before, I think what should happen is after a signature move or a finisher maneuver, you should be a lot less likely to be able to reverse. I think you should be able to kick out of pins, obviously, still, but I don't think you should be able to do reversals after a finisher maneuver. It just seems a bit odd to me. Daniel Bryan with a pin once again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count once again. DB not looking happy. Looking pretty tired here as well. I'm buzzing. Daniel Bryan now looks like he is this time lining up the knee. No, he's not. He was just resting in the corner. I take it all back. Daniel Bryan now bringing Ibushi up. Ibushi with a Hurricanrana. Daniel Bryan taking Kota Ibushi down with the arm drag, now stomping on him as well. Ibushi now taking Daniel Bryan down with the arm drag. We're getting a little bit of a back and forth here at this point in the match. Kota Ibushi once again lining up the grounded Daniel Bryan. Could have been looking at a second Ibushi bomb. He's got him. He takes him up. It looks like we are going to see a second Ibushi bomb, and he hits it. There we go. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my God, come on. Come on, Daniel Bryan. How on earth are you kicking out of that? You've just been hit by 2 Ibushi bombs in this match. I don't know. Words do not express what just happened. I'm speechless. Kota Ibushi now catching Daniel Bryan once again into a very short brainbuster. And I don't know what Daniel Bryan... He must be on some sort of performance-enhancing drugs, I reckon. We'll have to ban him. Oh, Daniel Bryan catching Kota Ibushi, who was going for the forearm by the looks of it. Caught him straight in the label lock. Oh, but Kota Ibushi manages to roll free straight away. And a big boot into the gut of Daniel Bryan. My God, these two guys know how to put on a good match, don't they? We saw a cracking one last week in the main event. And they're not letting off here again. Kota Ibushi, dragon suplex to the bridge. 1, 2, and again it's only enough for a 2 count. My word, these two guys. These two freaking guys, I tell you. Kota Ibushi now heading up to the top once again. Phoenix Splash potentially. Yep, Phoenix Splash, there it is. This time is it enough? 1, 2, and it is enough. Kota Ibushi picks up the win. Wow, what a match once again between these two. Absolutely stunning. That does now make it Kota 1, Bryan 1 as well. So both these guys with 1 victory each. You know what? I'm announcing it right now. At our next pay-per-view, we are going to see the final match between these two. It's going to be Kota Ibushi versus Daniel Bryan. Who is going to win this feud? Both on 1 victory each. Who is going to win this one 2-1? And here it is, your main event of the evening. A dream match in my mind. Shawn Michaels versus Macho Man Randy Savage. And we are underway straight away. This is going to be a cracker, I can feel it. We've already had a couple of cracking matches here this evening already, but I think this one could top them as well. Two of the best wrestlers on the game, let's face it. And very, I would say similar styles as such. They're very good technically, but they've got a bit of a flair about them as well, haven't they? They've got a bit of flair, a little bit of high flying here and there should they need it. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a very good one. Shawn Michaels. I've not seen a lot of Shawn Michaels either, have we really? He's been a little bit hidden away as time's gone on. I think it's just buzzing away at the moment. I don't know. I don't care. I'm getting emails from... When did spam emails become so random? Like, when spam emails first started, you used to get, like, really obviously spam emails, but I'm getting spam emails now saying that I can help cure foot fungus. Like, who... What? Why is that needed to be a spam email? I'm like... It used to always be, like, dodgy websites or help yourself last longer pills and stuff like that, and women in China want to come and live with you or that sort of random stuff. But now, yeah, just getting emails about bloody curing foot fungus, and oh, it's crazy. Crazy the stuff I get. Let me have a quick look at the junk emails. Apparently I've got a WhatsApp voicemail, but that's gone into my junk folder, so that's probably a dodgy one. Diabetes news I've got as well. Hot Latin ladies. Yep. Bye bye fat. I just don't understand where these people get their stuff from. Hooper slots. Yeah, it's just really weird stuff. Really, really weird stuff. I don't understand why I'm getting it all, to be honest with you. The foot fungus one was just one that, like, I could not understand. I really couldn't. Like, Safe Style UK. Save money when you upgrade your windows and doors. Why are they spam emailing me? When have I ever given my details to Safe Style UK? I don't know. Funeral directors. I'm in my 20s. What do I want a funeral director for? I've got no idea what's going on with this stuff, I tell you. I've got so many messages from Asian women online, I tell you. I don't know where it's all come from. I know I must have put my email address in somewhere and someone sold it to some group of people who sold it onto the websites. I've got no idea. That's the way that the world works now. Everyone's email address has been sold to somebody, haven't they, really? Especially if you signed up to things like... Well, thankfully for me, I've got a different email address that I use for Google and everything else that I do for my normal emails. So thankfully all my YouTube stuff is all on a separate email, so I don't get hassled too much with that. But, oh yeah, it's just crazy. It really is crazy. So, back to action in the ring. Macho Man in his bald spot. Working over Shawn Michaels. So this one could really go either way as well. Like I said, Macho Man, I want to see what happens there, I really do. Of course, we've not seen Shawn Michaels in a couple of weeks since we saw him in the first episode of Mayhem after Shabby Mania, when he was victorious over James Storm, but then went on to be assaulted after the match by Edge and ended up destroying Edge as well. I think Edge was running in for a spear and Shawn Michaels launched him into the air and caught him with a sweet chin music. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If you've not seen it, definitely go back and just check out the last minute of that video. It was wasn't the last Mayhem in the playlist, it was the one before. It was fantastic, it really was. As Shawn Michaels now taking control of the match. And I've got an itchy nose. Macho Man now taking control. It's a very back and forth match at the moment, isn't it? And I'm pretty sure these two guys must have collided in the ring a few times. Shawn Michaels obviously started with WWE in the early 90s, didn't he, as part of the Rockers. Macho Man was quite big at that time, and of course Macho Man went to WCW as well. So I'm not too sure. how many times these guys would have got the opportunity, but I'm sure they wouldn't. They must have collided. I'm going to Google it. If you're ever in doubt, Google it. That's my advice to anybody out there. Shawn Michaels versus Randy Savage. Does come up with a match. Yep, Randy Savage versus Shawn Michaels, UK Rampage. No, it's not. It's Randy Savage and Bret Hart versus Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, it is. Oh, no, it is right, yeah. Randy Savage versus Shawn Michaels, UK Rampage 1992. Tell you what, this might not actually be... that might be the only match by the looks of it, you know, because I'm searching for it now. And that's the only match that's coming up is UK Rampage 92. Randy Savage wanted to have a 2-year feud with Shawn Michaels. His intention was to have his hair versus career match where Shawn Michaels would have his head or Randy would give up his career. Oh. Let's click on cage match. That's always seems to work. As far as I can tell, it looks like they only ever had one match together. I'm probably completely wrong, but just from Googling it, I'm only ever coming up with the European Rampage tour in 1992, Randy Savage versus Shawn Michaels. It looks like there was a Savage pitch to do it a bit longer, but the sounds of it, what I just read out there with the hair versus career match, it would have been interesting that. So basically Shawn Michaels shaving his head or Macho Man Randy Savage retiring. And it's a shame because I mentioned it earlier on, didn't I, with the whole Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk situation. And WWE, I think, at some points when they've had two guys that are destined to have an incredible match together, for some reason they don't often put them together. It's like, well, in the Attitude Era, we did see The Rock versus Austin a few times, and that was fantastic. Those were always the biggest matches. But we never seem to get a Rock versus Austin anymore. We never seem to get, like, two of the main people that people want to see together. Like, I'm sure Vince thinks that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is The Rock versus Austin at this age, but it's not. If Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar main events next year's WrestleMania, I'm sorry, but it's going to bore the life out of me. It really is going to bore the life out of me. Because I have no interest in either of those two wrestlers at this point in time. I used to really like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with him. I've sort of never got the hype to start... I never really got the hype to start things off. I just thought he was too overbooked and booked too strong. Then I sort of got into it and thought this is pretty amazing. About the sort of time where he beat Cena with a 16 German suplexes and in a quick match. I thought that was a pretty interesting way of doing things. But then I think now it's just got boring. It's just the same thing over and over again. And Brock Lesnar as the champion for me is just a waste of time. There's the pin there by Macho Man after double axe handle. He's won it. Wow, Macho Man with a quick victory there over Michaels as well. That was big. That is very big for Macho Man. Oh my god, Edge. It's Edge doing a Edge hop in the barrier. Now Edge is taking out Macho Man. What? Referee's outside. Oh my god, Macho Man there with a low blow on Edge. Referee's outside with Shawn Michaels is walking away now. Referee's lost all control in this one, but Edge, we saw him a couple of weeks ago attacking Shawn Michaels after his main event match, and now he's out here attacking the Macho Man Randy Savage as well. Craziness happening here. Edge with a vertical suplex there on Randy Savage. And a drop kick to the back as well. Edge backing away to the corner. Is he finally going to get some retribution? I suppose not retribution against Shawn Michaels, but he does get himself a big spear against the Macho Man, who's now left laid out in the middle of the ring. Wow. So Edge has definitely made his mark here this evening. Wow, Edge, where did you come from? He tried it a couple of weeks ago against Shawn Michaels and it backfired. He tried it again here this evening and he has come out on top. Interesting. We'll have to have a look at that. We'll have to have a word with the old PJ Toby and see what he's got in mind, because I'm sure that both Shawn Michaels and Macho Man are going to want some sort of retribution over Edge, and Edge is going to want to continue to prove himself, so be interesting what he comes up with, but I'm sure we can find out something pretty good for our next pay-per-view. There we go, guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then slap the like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here and you would like to see some more, then hit that subscribe button as well. That also really helps me out. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all very soon in a couple of days' time for our next episode of Showdown. Bye.
Bye.